Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Ask Rebecca radio show. Thanks for joining me. Sorry, I missed you guys last Thursday. I was in a funk myself, emotionally, physically, and mentally, so I wasn't in the mood at all to do the show. Was dealing with a little bit of another round of some grief and sadness that was coming up. I'm feeling much better, and hopefully everyone is doing well. And, you know, over the last week or so, I feel like everyone has been dealing with some form of emotional triggers. Lots of sadness, grief, fear, and anger coming up for many who are going through another round of purging to release old baggage. And this baggage more than likely is tied to love, money, and self-esteem. And thanks to the start of Venus pre-retrograde shadow period, that's why there's a heightened energy around love, money, and self-esteem, because that's what Venus basically represents. So expect to be dealing with this through July 29th for some. You know, everybody's on a little bit of a different timeline. And for some of us, we're already feeling these energies in the pre-shadow period. Others will feel it later on, and some more towards the end in the post-shadow. Venus retrograde is from May 13th to June 25th, and the shadow period lasts until the end of July. I've also been seeing lots of ego flare-ups and negativity arising in people. And actually in people that I'm pretty surprised to see it coming up in. Some of them not so surprised, but a few that have surprised me for sure. That was unexpected. And, you know, again, it's kind of an ego flare-up, negativity arising in the same areas of tied to love, money, and self-esteem. But some of these have led to, like, some of this energy has been so intense for these people that it's actually led to just some down the path of paranoia, anxiety, and aggressive behavior, right? A lot of projection. Your feelings may have been hurt by someone's harshness or bluntness or thoughtlessness. Throughout the week as well. Hopefully none of you are experiencing this from someone in your life or feeling this way yourselves. If you are, ground yourself in reality and analyze why exactly you feel the way that you do. Most often it's tied to a belief that you have about yourself, an experience from your past, and or subconscious anger that's actually directed towards God and yourself. It's a time to really go deep and resolve anger and resentment. Careful with your own words, otherwise karma is allowed on you. So, you know, make sure that as you're working on your anger and resentment, that you're communicating and working through these things in a healthy way, and not that you're being mean and nasty to someone because you're lashing out and you want to attack them and hurt them the way that you are feeling hurt right now. It's not going to work in your favor. You're going to end up dealing with double the karma. Anyone that is directing this energy towards you, set healthy boundaries and do your best not to feed into the negativity, especially if you live with the person. Now, at the same time, all of this kind of crazy, intense energy that has brought about a little bit of madness is, if you've been honest and easygoing about working through some of these energies around love, money, and self-esteem, then you probably are experiencing an easier time. Maybe you're seeing some positive things happening in your life. You're just feeling more upbeat. Many have received their stimulus checks deposited here in the States to help relieve some financial burden during the shutdown. And some will have also received emotional support, especially if you've reached out to friends, family, counselor, or someone like myself. Currently, I am still feeling the timeline of restrictions being lifted in May. And depending on where you live, it will either happen early in May, some as early as May 1st, and some the middle, some the late part of May, and then there'll be a few holdouts that I think are going to take us into June. And these are going to be some of the states and countries that might have a little more of a fear-based, restrictive type energy there. But for the most part, I do feel like I'm seeing things opening back up around the beginning of May, and it will be a trickling effect, right? So I'm referring to the stay-at-home orders being lifted, not life getting back to the usual swing of things. So I think we're going to see a slow progression with that. So don't expect like concerts and things like that to happen right away. It'll be more along the lines of, you know, now you can go to the store easily, work is back in person. There will still be probably a little bit of social distancing and some precautions and things like that with masks. But for the most part, I feel like everybody is going to be getting back to a normal type routine, and we'll see that continue to play out until everything is basically functioning normal, whatever normal is these days. Let's do a quick moment of Zen to clear some of this funky energy. Close your eyes, open your palms, and allow yourself to be open to receive. I'm going to be connecting with your higher self and calling on your team of guides to help energetically clear any blocks, emotional residue, and or negative attachments in your physical body and light bodies. This will help raise your vibration, expand your consciousness, and increase your awareness in order to help prepare your soul for the ascension, which we are literally in the middle of. So breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, relaxing as much as possible, and I'll let you know when to open your eyes. All right, open your eyes. I was really feeling that one myself there. That was feeling really good. I kind of just wanted to keep meditating. All right, let's get into what you can expect from tonight through to tonight, April 16th, through to April 23rd as an overall theme, and then areas of love, work, finances, health, and spirituality. General themes. This week, some of you will be receiving good news and or validation from someone that you care about, and it will be good news or validation in the area of love or money, or both. It could be a combination of the two. If you've been staying positive during this time, you will see your efforts rewarded. There's feel-good vibes with friends, family, and coworkers. Even if you aren't able to spend time together in person, there's still this feeling of camaraderie and closeness and just love in that way. So that might look different for everyone. Myself, I have friends that have been coordinating virtual happy hours and doing all sorts of fun things to stay connected. And maybe your friends and your coworkers are doing something similar, or you're connecting in different ways. So lots of, again, camaraderie and closeness and togetherness practiced separately. April 22nd is the new moon in Taurus, depending on where you live. Time to plant those seeds and make dreams a reality in all things Taurus related. So do a little bit of research on that, and then you'll know exactly what type of seeds you want to plant for the future. I also keep feeling and hearing the word abundance, and I feel this is a time where everyone is learning just how abundant your life can be in the positive polarity of things like love, peace, joy, prosperity, integrity, time, friendship, nature, health, and all those feel-good things. And also the negative polarity of hate, anger, sadness, fear, loneliness, ego, lying, cheating, manipulation, and all the negative aspects, right? This universe is abundant in all forms, and you do have a choice as to what you feel and experience. You have control over yourself, right? Well, it takes a little practice and a little mastery, but for the most part, you can choose what to feel and you can choose what to think. You just may think you can't, but you can. So this time is really trying to show you where you choose to hold on to the negative polarity and teach you some very important spiritual lessons as to why you may not be experiencing more of the positive polarity of things in your life. And again, the common denominator in what you're experiencing is you. And I mean that in the most loving way possible. Trust me, I know, been there, been doing it, done it, going through it. Okay, energy will be building this week too, where you're going to be feeling super energized and like you're ready to tackle anything that comes your way. Your motto just may be bring it on. Careful with this energy turning into conflicts, possessiveness, and speaking every word that you think harshly, right? So you could be abrasive this week with this energy and maybe, accidentally say things that you don't mean. So you're really going to have to pay attention to what you're thinking and what you're feeling and what you're expressing and what you're communicating. So really, really pay attention. Otherwise, this positive energy can shift into a quick negative experience for you. There's also a few of you who will be experiencing this energy in the opposite way, and you'll actually be feeling more like slacking off and settling for the simplest solution instead of putting in any effort or work to find the best solution or to be successful. So you could have maybe a little bit of laziness take over. So the way it kind of feels right now is those of us that have maybe been a little lethargic, a little lazy, taken advantage, unmotivated of this, taking advantage of this downtime right now, we are going to probably move into more of the high energy spectrum. And then those of you that have been feeling pumped, you've been out in the yard, you've been cleaning everything, you've been doing all kinds of great things with your downtime, you guys might shift into the slow period of relaxation and maybe being a little lazy and slacking off, which is fine. I would just say, caution around looking for the simplest solutions and answers that you're settling. We don't ever want to settle. I also decided to pull a card from Peru for everybody this week. And the card that came up is called King and Queen. It says your polarities are perfectly unified, creating the ideal conditions so you can come together with another in equal balance and mutual honoring to experience a clicking into position of total rightness, becoming two halves of the same whole. Now everything can move to a new level. So basically meaning you are healing your masculine and feminine energies along with any distortions within yourself in order to be whole so that you can meet a soul connection. Now, for some of you, it also means that you and another person have already unified your energies, and now you're going to be working together in perfect balance. So you could be seeing some collaborations coming into your life, some partnerships, and this could apply both romantic and personal business relationships. Work, for those of you employed, there could be some feelings of jealousy or pettiness due to comparing your situation to others. So maybe some of you are like, dang, I wish I was kind of home and not having to work. And others may be like, God, I wish I was working instead of being home collecting unemployment. You may be feeling like things aren't fair, and they may not be, but you'll be much happier and successful if you let that go and make changes for the future when the time comes. And for the most part, those of you working, things will be going just fine. And some small businesses, or if you've been working for yourself, you may find that you're actually doing really well right now. Those of you that are looking for a job, I'm not feeling a lot of movement here unless you're looking for ways to work for yourself through businesses like DoorDash, grocery deliveries, food deliveries, and businesses like Amazon or within the healthcare system, the businesses that are, thriving right now. Love, those of you that are in committed relationships and dating seriously, There's definitely lots of lovey-dovey romantic energy around. So if you're happy and in love, you're going to have a great week. And those of you that are trying to get pregnant, I do feel some of you will be making babies. So yay. Unfortunately, those of you that are not in happy relationships, you could see some conflict arise, maybe some disagreements, maybe an argument or two. And you'll be exploring your deal breakers and what your game plan is going forward. Those of you that are single and looking for love, I'm feeling some singles getting their flirt on and connecting online. The only caution for a few of you is not to act less than, have self-worth and healthy self-esteem, and it makes you way more attractive, right? Because again, right now with Venus in play here, everything is around self-esteem, love, money. So that's all tied into self-worth, okay? So you really want to be taking a look at your self-worth, and if it's high, low, where are you at with that? Finances, caution and restraint during this time. Again, many are receiving some relief and help from stimulus checks, unemployment, and thankfully some of you are still working. We will get through this time. Everything will balance itself out. Keep a positive outlook on things. Health, I'm feeling stress. I feel some anger, some worry, some guilt. These energies could be a little higher than usual. Work on expressing your feelings in a healthy manner, not internalizing or projecting. So you don't want to internalize it onto yourself, and you don't want to project it onto other people. This is a time of profound healing if you allow it to happen in a healthy way. And there's also a caution with overdoing physical activity and to listen to your body. Rest when you need. I do feel some people are dealing with tightness in muscles and just a little bit of body fatigue, things like that. Spirituality, many of you are making massive spiritual leaps during this time. There is a caution about where and from who you accept input. Many are in a phase where it's easy to be blinded and deceived, not only by others, but by yourself. So many may be finding profound spiritual answers right now, which is absolutely beautiful and amazing because all the answers exist within yourself. And there is a caution with some of you being in your ego, thinking you know more than you do, and you trying to force or convert others to your way of thinking. Number one rule in the universe is you are not allowed to infringe upon someone's free will. If you do, you open yourself up to negative karma instead of positive karma, right? So just pay attention to, again, how you are interacting with people, how you are projecting, how you are emoting, and how you are going through life. That wraps up the intuitive messages for the week. Let me get to tonight's caller. I have Sarah in Vancouver, Washington. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you.
Good, good. I'm glad to hear it. How can I help you tonight?
I just I want to communicate, or I don't know how to say it, I guess, with a loved one.
Okay. Tell me your loved one's first name and their relationship to you.
His name is Dayton, and he's my nephew.
You said Peyton?
Dayton, D with the D. Dayton.
Oh, Dayton? Dayton,
Yeah,
like
Dayton.
Dayton, Ohio. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see what I'm feeling here. So he feels a little immature to me, but I don't feel like he's super young. So was he like in the teenage range?
He was 22.
22, but was he an immature 22? Because he feels pretty young at heart.
Yeah,
Little
he was. Yes.
Yeah, he definitely feels like he was a little bit immature in the way that he kind of went about his life.
Yeah.
Did he have, for some reason, and I don't know if this is tied to what he looks like or if he's trying to describe somebody else, but for some reason I keep seeing blonde hair and it almost looks like a little bit of a bowl haircut. And I feel like he's talking about maybe somebody younger than himself, or maybe when he was a little boy. Did he have like blondish hair?
He used to have a bowl cut when he was little, but he doesn't have blonde hair. He's my son does, and he's 18.
Okay. Okay, let me see what he's trying to say, because I feel like it's partly connected to him, but partly connected to your son. You said your son is 18, right?
Yes. Yes.
They hung out together.
Yes, they did. They were like best friends.
Yeah. He's okay. So this is making sense. Okay, so he's kind of making a joke, okay, about when he was little and he had the bowl haircut. If you turned it blonde, right? If it was the color of your son's hair, they could be brothers. Basically, is kind of what he's saying, and that they, in his heart and mind, they were brothers. Like he's laughing about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's saying, okay, so he's saying he was being dumb. He's pretty hard on himself. Like, I feel like he was happy, but there was another side of him that was kind of dark, where he really just was hard on himself and like self-destructive in another way. So I feel like he's saying his death was him being dumb, and that like he's taking responsibility for his passing. So to me, it doesn't feel like it was related to a health issue. It feels like it was something that he brought on himself. So it feels like a combination of an accident, but at the same time, deliberate. Does that make sense? So I don't know that I put it in the category of suicide, but accidental in that way. So he's he has a lot of sorrow and sadness towards all of you, because he feels like he really hurt all of you and put a burden on the family. And he's saying that your son, I feel, is taking it the hardest. He's pretty devastated. And he's saying, okay, so I'm getting a bunch of different names for some reason, and they may not be the exact names of who he's talking about, but I keep getting like Mikey and Josh. And so I don't know if there's some M names and some J names or syllables in the way that I just said, but.
Yeah, they've got a friend named Josh, and he's got a date and has an older brother that is incarcerated right now, and his name is Michael.
Ah, okay, that makes sense. Okay, yeah.
And
so
he's
it's
blonde.
like
he's blonde too.
Oh, okay. So he's funny. He's making a joke about it. He's like, he was the black sheep is what he's saying. Everybody else was blonde, and he had brown hair. But he's saying, that he's really sorry for the burden that he put on to everybody. And he's saying that he's been trying to communicate with Josh. Like, he's been hanging out. He's like, I'm with Josh all the time. Like, all the time I'm with him. and he's like, I'm trying to get his attention. And he says he thinks he feels him sometimes. Like, do you know, has your son said anything that he thinks that, Dayton is around sometimes?
Oh, Lane? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So your son's name is Lane, not Josh.
Yeah. They just, they had a friend named Josh, but I don't know what he was. I don't know how close they were, but yeah, I know that my son Lane has said he thought he felt somebody tug on the back of his shirt.
Yes. So he's like, he's saying, I've been harassing the shit out of him to get his attention.
Yeah.
He said,
I'm sure he has.
Okay, so let your son know, yes, it was him. He's there. He's hanging out all the time. He's like, nothing has changed. You just can't see me, is what he's saying. You can't see me, but I'm there.
Yeah.
He's also saying something about his mom. Did he have like a rocky relationship with his mom? Because there's some pain there.
There's a lot of pain there, yes.
So he's trying to bring some love there and some light there with her. And I think I don't know that she's receptive and open to it. He's saying right now she's dealing with a lot of guilt, a lot of, she's beating herself up really badly. And he's concerned about her. He's saying he had a great relationship with you, and kind of always felt like you were his mom.
Yeah. Me and my grandma have, my grandma's done the most, but me and him were the closest before he went to prison. And when he got out, he kind of was 18 by then, and he had, was like, I'm 18 now, nobody can tell me anything, and didn't really want to hear advice. Right. So, we were closer when he was younger. Yeah, but me and my mom, we're really having a hard time. I guess everybody is, and stuff. And his mom is incarcerated too. So, I'm sure she's really feeling it. Yeah.
I think everybody is, and he is definitely around, sending lots of love. Sarah, thank you so much for calling in. I do have to go. I'm sending you lots of love. Everybody else, I will see you next Thursday. Bye.